All right, guys, Jerry Fetta here, owner, founder, and CEO of Wealth Dynamics. If you're watching this video today, I want to give you some information on an investment that I'm a big fan of. Right now, first things first, this is not a solicitation for you to invest. Don't watch a YouTube video on dentistry and be like, oh, he said to do this, so I did Castaway and knocked my own tooth out with a roller skate. No, you need to do your own due diligence. You need to get educated. You need to go through and fact find, and then you decide, hey, this investment makes sense for me, not just I saw a video, then I did, right? So let's be a little more intelligent than that. But on the back end of this, I want to give you some cool information about an investment opportunity that I've known about for years, and it's very exciting and it's also very helpful. Right? So this is called life settlement investing. Right now, when I look at an investment, the first thing I look at is, do I have control over it, right? And I'm looking at, okay, well, what is it? What is the thing I'm controlling? So when it's like life insurance, for example, a sacred account, it's my policy, it's a life insurance policy, my name's on it, I've got control over it. I like that, right? Real estate, it's a house. I understand what it is. I have control over it. My name is on the title, at least my trust's name is on the title, or my LLC, right? If it's gold and silver, that's a brick of gold. I like that, and I have control over it. I know what it is. It's a brick of gold. Boom, you've got it, right? So life settlement investing. What is the investment? What is the thing you're putting money into? It's a life insurance policy, right? You have ownership of and control over an actual life insurance policy. It's yours, okay? Now here's where it's a bit different, because you're like, Jerry, isn't that the sacred account? You put money in life insurance? No. A little bit different. It's backwards. Sacred account. I've got money, I want to put it in life insurance, I can borrow against it and become my own bank. So I go to the insurance company, I set up my life insurance policy, I fund it. This is on the back end, someone else already did that, okay? So this is grandma. Grandma's 75 years old. And in the 1980s, she bought a life insurance policy. She thought she was gonna be able to retire and pay off her house and all this stuff. And it turns out that the life insurance policy that she bought was no good. It was a lemon. It's something called indexed universal life insurance. And it was very big back in the 1980s. It was oversold. And so what happened was, you know, the insurance guy met with grandma when she was not grandma, she was just mom, and said, you know, you've got kids, you need life insurance, you also need retirement. What if you could have both? And what if it was tax-free? And what if you could earn 12% interest on it? Now realize back in the 1980s, that's what the interest rates were. Interest rates were 12%. When you wanted to do a mortgage, it was 17, 18%. So you could have money in a bank or a life insurance policy, and yes, they were paying you 10, 12, 14% interest back then, because that's the environment of the economy that we were in at the time, right? So you have this index universal life insurance policy, and you put money into it. Grandma or mom at the time puts money into it. She's like, cool, I'm gonna put money into it. It's gonna grow at 12%. I can borrow against it later, like maybe in my 50s and 60s, I can use it for retirement, okay? Now, what grandma doesn't understand is that with this policy, the insurance premiums increase every single year. The cost of insurance increases every single year. Every time she has a birthday, her insurance premium goes up in cost, and that comes out of her cash value. And so she's living life. She's not thinking about this. She's not an insurance agent. She's a mom. She's got kids. She's driving them to school, taking them to soccer, going to PTA meetings, making sure they go to church every Sunday, all this stuff. And she gets to her 60s and she's like, let me check and see on how this thing is doing now. And it's not quite where she thought it would be. And the reason why is over time, interest rates came down. We're not earning 12%. When you go get a mortgage right now, you're paying 5, 6, 7%. A couple years back, you were paying 2 and 3%. You put money in a bank, they're not paying 12% anymore either. They're paying 0.4%. You put money in a universal life insurance contract, and they're paying you maybe 2, 3, 4% also. And that's in a good one, okay? So grandma had her earnings on her account go down. But meanwhile, every single year, her premiums have been increasing. And they increase even more astronomically when you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, to the point where someone that has a policy like this is paying thousands of dollars per month. And so what happens is the cash value begins to liquidate itself. Meaning if grandma doesn't do something, she's gonna get no cash value, no retirement. She already can't pay off the house. But not only that, guys, her premiums will get to a point where they're unaffordable, the cash value will be completely liquidated, and she's gonna get a bill in the mail saying, Grandma, you owe $4,000 this month if you wanna keep your life insurance policy, and she's not gonna be able to pay it, and she's gonna lose every penny she put into it. She paid into it for the last 30, 40 years, and she's gonna get nothing, zero. So what are Grandma's options? She can do that and just lose all of it, right? Or she could go to the insurance company and say, I want to take a policy loan and just use my cash value. Now, here's the problem with that. She takes the policy loan. Now, not only does she have $3,000, $4,000 a month in premiums that are liquidating her cash value as she goes, but now she also owes loan interest. She's in an even worse position than if she just lets it ride and nothing happens. So her only option then is to surrender the policy and say, hey, insurance company, I want to cancel this thing. Just give me my cash value, my net surrender value. Let me be done with it. I won't have the death benefit. I won't pay the premiums anymore. And I'll get the 20, 30 grand that I have left. Okay? This is where we come in. And this is where we're helping. We're going to Grandma and we're saying, Grandma, you did a lot. You raised the family. You know, you're the heart and soul of where America is at today. If you have a mom and you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, this is who we're talking about. That's the age group, right? Those are the people who built this country. We owe a lot back to them, okay? And so we're going to Grandma and we're saying, Grandma, we're gonna buy your policy from you. We're gonna pay you 2 to 3 times what you have in cash value. So instead of canceling it with the insurance company and getting 20, 30K, we're gonna buy it from you and we're gonna give you up to $90,000. We're going to take over your premium, and in exchange, you name us the beneficiary on your death benefit. So when you die, that death benefit goes to us as investors, and we get paid a death benefit, and we get a return financially on what we invested. Now, this is why I love this, guys. This is similar, like all the investments we do, they help, they improve conditions. So we just gave Grandma 90 grand. Her other option was to get 20 or 30 or get nothing. So she's got $90,000, no strings attached. She can now use that for retirement. She can pay off the house. She can pay medical bills. She can travel. She can do whatever it is that she wants to do with her money because it's not got any sort of premiums or loan interest. We take over the premiums because we're investors and we've structured this to where it's affordable for us. And we know that Grandma's taken care of now. Okay, and then we're gonna wait. We're gonna get a life expectancy report with a doctor. She's gonna work with Grandma and find out, okay, Grandma's got 7, 8, 9, 10 years left to live. And we know that when Grandma passes away, that death benefit pays out to us. Right? Now, what does that mean? It means that you're going to see typically on a life settlement policy contract, 8 to 12% annual returns paid out as a lump sum. So you're not getting paid every year, you're getting paid when the policy matures, which is when Grandma passes away. And we're getting that money as the death benefit. But if you take that return and you look at the number of years that happens over, you're making 8 to 12% returns, right? You're also getting guaranteed return. That's a life insurance contract. It must pay. It's a contractual obligation. As long as the premiums are covered, that death benefit will pay. And so we cover the premiums, the death benefit pays out. And then the other thing is that your investment is not tied to anything other than Grandma's lifespan. It's not tied to the stock market. It's not tied to the real estate market. It's not tied to any single part of the economy other than that insurance company has a contractual obligation on the life of Grandma. And when Grandma passes away, that policy will pay out, right? Okay, so I love these policies, and the reason why is they're hands-off. I'm super excited about the help aspect, right? Like these are people that they're not 2 years away from dying and have cancer. This is someone that they've got another 5, 10 years left of their life, and they haven't been able to live the way they want to because they have this financial burden. You're helping them tremendously. Imagine if your mom or your dad was in that position, you would want to help. Your instinct would be, let me take it off your hands. And if you could do it in a way where they got double or triple the money they would get otherwise, that's even better, right? And then you get a financial return on the back end. Okay, so that's life settlement investing. I wanted to give you that info. This is available to accredited investors only. Again, this is not a solicitation to invest. This is not an offer. This is some education, some entertainment, and just telling you about the opportunity so that you can understand it better. That's all I got for you today.